You may have seen or heard that in case of a market crash, AMC can actually go to the moon. And that will be over. Everybody move on with the gains and we start a new life. Well, as long as I want this to be the actual scenario, in this video I want to cover some things that may not or show that this is actually how things will unfold, because we are not even sure how AMC will react in case we have a stock market crash. Because when I look at the whole market, whether from a technical standpoint or from a fundamental standpoint, I may see a correction coming, like pretty much what we are in now, but not as to the extent of 20 or 10% for which lots of strategists and big banks and analysts are seeing, because we are on a bull run. We are on a bull market. We are still seeing lots of catalysts, lots of events that are going to happen and bring this market higher as we go to the year end. Now, the reason why lots of people, in the AMC community are talking about AMC triggering a short squeeze or AMC get short squeezing in case we have a market crash is because of the whole AMC having a beta, being a beta stock. Being a beta stock means you have a negative correlation, meaning you surge when the stock market drops. But so far, if you look at whenever AMC have been either going to 25% high, most of the time it was during a market being flat or market being green. And lately, since yesterday, the beginning of this week, AMC dropped 8.8% yesterday, today 3.5%, so that almost 13%. And the market was also dropping. So AMC was pretty much in correlation or acting as not a beta, but an alpha in this case, if you see what I mean, right? So let's address two main elephants in the room. The first being, are we even gonna see a market crash? Well, the big question is, we don't know for sure. We don't know for sure. It doesn't matter what people are telling, on CNBC or Bloomberg or, Fox Business. Nobody can predict the future. We are seeing some correction because we've been on a very, 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 very hot bull market so far. But when you really look at September, this month, September, has always been a red month for the markets, like historically, all right? And when you look at what is actually causing uncertainty on the market, we have so many things besides Evergrande capturing the number one spot on the on light, right? You have the debt ceiling. I mean, debt ceiling is an annual thing. I can't remember the last time since the last 10 years when this wasn't an issue between politicians, White House, Democrats, Republicans. I can't really remember, because any year is the whole thing. What are we going to do in order to prevent a shutdown from the economy? It happened in 2020, 2019, 2018. It happened when Obama was president, it happened every single year. Adding again to the whole narrative of September being a bad month for stocks. And then on top of that, you have inflation, what the Fed is going to do. So all of these things, plus, the chip shortage and supply chain being tight because of Delta variant. We don't know what Delta variant will do. So all of these to say that we have many things in the market right now causing uncertainty and not necessarily pointing out to a market crash. Maybe a correction, but not a market crash. All right. So I'm not even sure we're going to have that market crash. That's first elephant in the room being addressed. Second elephant in the room being addressed is, if we do have a market crash, how will AMC behave? We don't know. I don't care who you are. We don't know. Why? Because it never happened before. So we are really, going into new territories, uncharted water, hot water per se. Nobody knows what's going to happen because it hasn't happened historically. But historically, we know AMC had a beta. But as I mentioned, I took some examples earlier to tell you that, well, just today and yesterday, AMC was dropping as the market was dropping. So just to tell, it's not a certainty. All right, it's not a certainty. And something I've learned in my experience in the market, it's to never say never, or to never always say always, because even though things might be working 9 times of 10, the 10th time might be totally different. So always be careful about that. And I may be wrong. I may be totally wrong, and I would love to be wrong because I'm an AMC holder. I'm an OG in AMC stock. So just be careful on what you hear. And if you want to trade, day trade, swing trade this thing, or what, just diamond hold, please be careful because of the market circumstances.